Can you hear my dog scratching in the background? He wants to jump on the couch. He's a little Jack Russell. Well, not so little, but still little. He's the love of my life. What can I tell you? Unfortunately, he's got cataracts. He had a cataract like for quite a few years. A couple of years. I mean, he's only 8 and young to have a cataract. And tomorrow we're going to the animal hospital, to the eye hospital, to start getting the procedure to get the cataract out. Unfortunately, he's beginning to develop a cataract in his second eye, so we'll see what the vet or the eye specialist, doggy eye specialist, is going to tell us tomorrow. I will keep you updated. I was just wondering, has anyone seen a video on YouTube called What YouTube Does to Your Brain? I don't actually want to promote the creator of that YouTube because she is problematic, but you can type in the search bar What YouTube Does to Your Brain and you can watch the video. I just stumbled across it not so long ago. I think Nick Snyder and Dustin Daly talked about it. I watched it. She talks about, in case you haven't seen it, she talks about YouTubers, creators doing YouTube for notoriety and for money, and most of all that all YouTubers are sociopaths. And she's got a degree in psychology, so she knows. I'm not sure whether she's talking about herself personally. I do not consider myself to be a sociopath. I am a lot older than most YouTubers, and I fell in love with YouTube the minute I started watching it, which, it took me about 4 years to watch YouTube before I became a YouTuber. I've talked about this quite often on my channel, that I encouraged my children to do it, and they said, no way, Mom, you do it, they said to me, and I'm like, I am way too old for YouTube. Everyone's a lot, majority, not everyone, is a lot younger than me. I would feel foolish, and they were like, no, you love it, you do it, it's your passion. Look, it's a hobby of mine. What can I tell you? I'm not making any money out of it up to date. I have been on YouTube for about 8 months. It's a hobby. I haven't made a cent. I don't think I'm a sociopath. In fact, I'm sure I'm not. I'm a healer. And I love, I used to be a beauty therapist and a hairstylist many moons ago, so I enjoy makeup and I enjoy telling stories and I enjoy, spiritual experiences. So, and I also feel like I hope that I'm bringing something to my audience. That's why I'm doing it, because I'm passionate about YouTube. I love it. I don't make money out of it. I spend money because I pay weekly editing fees. I don't edit myself. I wouldn't know how. I didn't grow up with computers. I'm not 20 years old. So, up to date. It's a passion. It's a hobby. I love it. I enjoy it. I hope I can make new friends, and I hope I can in some way expand people's horizons, maybe bring something new to the audience. And that's why I'm doing it. I mean, maybe in years to come, I will get some kind of payoff out of it. But, she's a multimillionaire, and she's made her money out of YouTube and other social media platforms. I haven't up to date. I just do it because I love it. It's a hobby. So, if you get a chance to come across this video, what YouTube does to your brain, and if you're interested, it doesn't do it to my brain, but I thought you may enjoy it. Anyway, I digress. I just finished recording Essence Cosmetics video, the best and worst of Essence, so excuse me for not changing my clothes. I thought today I feel like talking about I Have No Friends series, storytelling. I did the first part about a month ago, I would say, and I thought, it would be nice to follow up, so here I am. I'll call it part 1. It would be nice if you watched the first part, if I remember. I will link it below. If I forget, then look it up under storytelling, you'll see it. I Have No Friends. Hi! It was the longest introduction I've ever made. Hi and welcome to my soul tribe. My name is Miriam Rose. This channel is dedicated to cruelty-free makeup as well as storytelling. So please leave your comments below. Please subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. And also subscribe to my YouTube as well as TikTok for regular updates. And if you would love to expand your consciousness, please subscribe to my other channel called Spiritual Destiny. Okay, that was the longest intro ever. I don't want to hold you up too long. I know your time is valuable, so I'll just tell you about my life. I have no friends and the reasons behind it. Now, this is going back years ago, obviously. It's a follow-up to my other video. So, when I was 20, I was working at a cafe. I was working very hard. In fact, I was at the cafe probably from the age of 19. Yes, 19. I came from one cafe. At that cafe, I was dating this young man who was absolutely stunning to look at. Wasn't the most clever person I've ever come across, but he was certainly a very kind and a very romantic and a very loving guy. Now, I was a young kid. What did I know? I wasn't as advanced as young people are at the age of 19 in today's day and age. So anyway, it was Valentine's Day, and I was shocked to find out that he was too embarrassed to bring me flowers to the cafe to congratulate me on Valentine's Day. He did tell me a million times how much he loved me, but he was embarrassed because all his friends attended that cafe. So I used to be a lot more fiery back in the day. I'm much more mellow today, although I can have my moments, but then anybody can. So I abruptly broke it off with him and I said, how can you not bring me flowers to the cafe on Valentine's Day? And he said, I'll bring you flowers. I'll happily bring you flowers, just not to the cafe. I'm embarrassed and, my friends are here. And I said, no, we are through. I quit my job. I left. I stood my ground. So then, I went across the road to the other cafe. And for the first time in a very long time, the management in that particular cafe was not very nice. And that was new to me because usually I'm a very hard worker and I was always valued for my contribution. Anyway, obviously I met many people at the cafes and all of that, and people knew me. People knew I was very hardworking. So one client said to me, are you going to stay here for long? This cafe is not for you. I know someone in the next suburb who runs a cafe who is an amazing boss, and there are two bosses there, and they will gladly have you. I mean, you are a hard worker. You know your stuff. You worked in hospitality for quite some time. You know what you're doing. You want to be valued and you want to get paid well for your work. Here in Australia, we don't get tips. We get a high wage. We don't rely on tips as do a lot of other countries. So we don't tip here. I mean, very rarely. If you go to a very high class restaurant, you might tip. Anyway, I digress. So he took me to the other cafe and he said to my boss, who turned out to be the best boss I have had in my entire life. He's Italian. When he used to go to Italy, he used to bring gold bracelets, gold earrings, whatever else, for his girlfriend, for his mother, and there were many employees at his cafe. Yes, there were two bosses, but one ended up leaving. So he's the main one I'll talk about. And he used to bring the same gifts for me because he valued me. Anyway, my friend negotiated the highest paying wages for myself. He said, I don't pay he goes, I don't pay anyone that much money. And I said, look, it's up to you. See what you think. Am I worth it? If I'm worth it, continue paying me. If not, pay me less. And he continued paying me. So I was working 7 nights a week from 4 p.m. till about 2 a.m. on my feet. His father used to come in all the time, and he's from old school, and there were no chairs. I was behind the counter. There were no chairs. There were no place to sit down, and sometimes my feet were aching, and I would hop on the bench and have a few minutes on the bench, and then his father would complain. So I was working hard. I was working very hard, and I was a very loyal employee, and he valued me for it. And it's a give and take situation. I still digress. In comes to the cafe when I was 20 by then, this young man, very good looking, very handsome. I had broken up with my previous boyfriend, although his friend, they found me because his friend used to infrequently, or quite frequently actually, come into the cafe, not even look at me, come in and walk out. Anyway, so that's the ex-boyfriend. Now this new person, this new man, he's a year and a half older than me. I forgot. This new guy. So I'm 20, he's 21 and a half. He sees me. Obviously, when I was 20, I was prettier than what I'm now. Obviously, I mean, youth. Youth is beautiful. So he comes in with his friend into the cafe. They play pool. They have a coffee. To cut a long story short, he sees me. He talk about love at first sight. He falls in love with me instantly. He goes, what's your name? Can I have your phone number? I said, no. No. I never give out my phone number at my workplace. Work is for work. I learned last time that you don't mix business with relationships or business with pleasure. Oh my God. I left my job. I left my ex-boyfriend. It was an ordeal. I was sorry that I left the cafe. Anyway, no, I can't give you my phone number. He lived back in the day. He lived seriously on the other side of town. He would come with his friend every week, 2-3 times a week, traveled all this way to the cafe to see me. And he would be like, can I have your phone number? No. And then I went away. I had an operation, and my other boss was there, and he's like, Giuseppe, and he's like, where is she? And he said, she's away, she's on holidays. Is she coming back? And he's like, yes, she is, my boss. Yes, she is. And when, in a couple of months. Can I have her phone number? No, I can't give. Why not? I can't give you her phone number without her permission. And she doesn't give out her phone number to anyone. He persisted me and pursued me for 6 months straight, every week, several times a week. He made it impossible for me to keep saying no to him. So now, mind you, we come from very different cultures. He is Persian and I am from Ukraine, former Russia. So I'm from Europe, he is from Middle East. We're very different people. So, however, we found a common ground. I said to him, okay, it's my 21st birthday next week. You can take me out. He took me out. He was very romantic. He gave me a birthday gift. I said, thank you so much. It's beautiful, etc. He could see. He is very intuitive like that. He could see that it wasn't up to my standard, and he's like, you don't like it? And I said, no, I do, it's lovely. From then on forward, he always bought me gold gifts. He bought me a pair of earrings for my first birthday. They were ceramic, they were not gold. He could see that, I don't know, I said that I really liked them, but from then on, I never said a thing. I don't even wear gold, except for, here and my earrings, That's it, because I don't like anything on my fingers or my wrists, usually. Anyway, he showered me with gifts. He showered me with gold. He showered me with roses. We had the most amazing romantic whirlwind of an affair for 4 years. That's a long time to get to know someone, you would think. In the meantime, when I already started dating him, the old boyfriend came with a friend and proposed marriage to me. He said, I love you very much and I want to marry you. And I said, I'm sorry, I'm already in a relationship. You're late. And, the one who was too embarrassed to give me flowers for Valentine's Day. And I said, I'm sorry, you're too late. And I'm already in a relationship. And he said, but I'm proposing marriage to you. This is a relationship. And I said, no, it's not fair. I'm in a relationship. I'm sorry. Anyway, so that was that. And I had a fantastic 4 years. Yes, we had ups and downs. Yes, we broke up. And he always pulled me back. He always knew how to win my heart. What I loved about him, what enticed me the most, not only his wonderful looks and his charm, and the fact that he was studying to become a computer programmer, and I thought, what a wonderful future we're going to have. Although I was in love with him, of course, never count on anyone's potential because he never worked as a computer programmer. Later on, when we got married, what enticed me the most, I keep digressing, was the fact that I'm an only child. I have the tiniest family possible. That's why I gave birth to 3 beautiful children. He has a gigantic family, absolutely huge. His family is worldwide. Like anywhere you go in the world, his family is there. And also obviously locally, he's got a huge family and lots of cousins, and his brother came here. He's one of 4, and I loved it. I was a part of a family, and I love to be a part of family. That's why I chose to have a large family of my own. To me, 3 children coming from Eastern Europe is a large family, is considered a large family. So we had the most beautiful 4 years. I didn't have friends of my own. He made sure of it in a very, very clever way. He is very clever. I was always busy with his family, his traditions, his friends, his company, his group. So I didn't really have the need for friends. Yes, I had acquaintances, but I was always in a whirlwind with his side of the group, his side of the family, his traditions, his lots and lots of rice and meats, which they eat. He was cooking, he was charming, he was loving, he was kind, he was ideal until we got married. Stay tuned for part 3. That's when fun begins. So I'm not going to keep you much longer. There will be part 2. I didn't think there will be because I thought I would be able to tell my story in 15-20 minutes in this part, but unfortunately time is ticking and I don't want to take much more of your time. So stay tuned for part 2. There'll probably part 3 as well. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for watching. What can I tell you? Do different cultures mix? Sometimes absolutely, sometimes not so much. It really depends on the man you end up marrying and the woman you end up marrying, because sometimes once you become somebody's wife, you become their private property and things change very rapidly. All I'm going to say to you in regards to part 2 is, after I said yes, after 4 years of seemingly knowing someone so well, and I signed my name on a dotted line, we got married, I woke up to a different person. He did a 180. I will leave you with that, and I will talk to you next time. Please leave your comments below. Cosmic kisses to everyone. And just lastly, I have no regrets. I have 3 beautiful children from him, and that's my gift from him. So I appreciate him for that, if not much of anything else. Thank you so much. Cosmic kisses. Bye for now.